Welcome to the Toasting Success series on Mashable, presented by the Macallan. I'm Adam Ostro, Chief Strategy Officer at Mashable, and I'm joined by internet entrepreneur, investor, activist, Alexis Ohanian. Alexis, welcome.
Howdy, thank you for having me.
So my first question is, you started Reddit back in 2005, and it's as big and powerful today as ever. What's really responsible for its staying power?
Wow, you know, Steve was my college roommate and my co-founder at Reddit. We really didn't know what we were doing. And I would argue that most entrepreneurs, even years into their projects, still don't really know what they're doing. They're just trying to make the best decision, see the results, and learn from them and move on. So you know, at the core of it, I think we always try to do right by our users. I think decisions like making the site open source, gosh, like 4 years ago, was a great way to show that, you know, Reddit could not have been possible if it weren't for open source software.
Along that same idea, Reddit has become incredibly influential in terms of driving the conversation online and even in the mainstream media. You actually recently wrote a post talking about the responsibility that comes with that. Talk a little bit about that and how you balance free speech with building an internet community that's thoughtful and responsible.
Well, so, you know, all of these social media platforms, Reddit, Twitter, geez, even WordPress, they're so powerful because they democratize platforms. They let anyone with an internet connection speak their mind. That freedom is awesome. But like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. We will never get it to live up to its full potential unless we actually make sure that access and the skills to make the most out of it are available to all.
And you sold the company to Condé Nast fairly early on. Was that a mistake in retrospect?
Oh no, dude! To offer a 23-year-old life-changing wealth is not something I regret at all.
Yeah.
And you know what's been so great with that story is, you know, Reddit has now been spun off as its own company, and you know the site and the company continues to grow. To have that peace of mind, to have with everything else that was going on in my life at the time, I have no regrets whatsoever.
And when you sell a company for millions of dollars at age 23, what do you do to celebrate?
You drink Macallan. Literally the first thing I did, and I'll never forget this, literally the first thing I did once I saw the money had cleared was I called up the Washington Redskins ticket office because my father and I were diehard fans. My dad had season tickets up in the nosebleeds. And I upgraded his tickets to the best in the stadium and then added 2 more for 2 of my childhood friends. You know, being able to to celebrate it really with him and with my close friends has been a great joy.
So what are some of the other things that you do for that work-life balance? You're a very active person professionally. In addition to Reddit, you invest in a number of other startups. You're an internet activist. What are some of the things you do to relax and have fun?
Well, you know, this is this is going to sound so lame. I don't have the kind of party hard lifestyle. I spend a lot of my free time sitting in an overstuffed leather chair at my house, reading books and playing with my cat. But probably the most ridiculous stuff ends up happening on Sundays when we're at these games.
Of all the things you've done, what are you most proud of?
Gosh, you know, I don't know. I feel one of the things I'm still striving toward, and the thing that is probably going to dominate the rest of my life, is trying to do right by people in my life who have done so much for me. In particular, my mom, who suffered, well, she was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer months into starting Reddit. You know, I guess I was probably proudest the moment I could tell her that Reddit was not just this silly project that Steve and I had started, but that we'd actually sold it and that it had actually, you know, changed our lives. It never seemed like it could fail in my head. All founders have to believe that, right? You've got to be a little delirious and delusional. But to have a woman like that who made sure to always put me first is just, it's like, it's not even fair. Like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to earn that and live up to that. But maybe then I'll be proud. But I don't know. Still working on it.
Well, what are some of the things that are up next for you?
Well, oh good, my book, which you can pre-order now, called Without Their Permission, How the 21st Century Will Be Made, Not Managed, is my sort of manifesto for entrepreneurs. The internet is this incredible platform, like I said, for getting ideas into the world, and that comes out October 1st.
Well, I think we will leave it there. Alexis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.